What's up, people? I'm Tanky Nacho and I'm a master player in Pokemon Unite. There are just about 450 existing Pokemon that are not currently included in Pokemon Unite. If you want to know how I came up with that number, I made a video about it, so you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Of those 450, 49 are from Johto, the second generation of Pokemon. Today, my friend Tetsu and I will be ranking all 49 of these unincluded mons based on how likely we believe Tencent is to add them to Unite. Tet plays less Unite than I do, but is a hardcore Pokemon fan and has a ton of experience with other MOBAs, whereas Unite is pretty much my first in the genre, so we bring complementary perspectives to the table. I'll quickly go over the tiers we use to rank each Pokemon, but if you've seen the previous videos, it's all the same, so you can skip ahead to the rankings with the timestamp in the description. The tiers we used were, will be added for Pokemon we think are almost guaranteed to make it into the game eventually based on popularity and uniqueness, high potential for Pokemon that we think could fit in extremely well and the devs will probably consider them at some point, could happen for Pokemon that are less popular but might be a sort of wildcard pick similar to Crustle, probably not for Pokemon that don't seem to make sense in a MOBA style game, and better as jungle for Pokemon that wouldn't work as playable characters and are better off as wild enemy Pokemon. We each ranked every Pokemon on our own and then came together to discuss our thoughts and create a finalized tier list. If you'd like to make one for yourself before seeing where we placed everyone, there's a link in the description to the template on TierMaker. We'll be putting out vids for each gen individually because otherwise we'd be here all day. Also, I apologize for the video quality during the rankings. My OBS settings got changed somehow and ended up exporting in 720p, so it's a little blurry, but you should be able to get the gist of things. I noticed it and fixed the quality for Generation 3 and beyond. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's jump into this tier list. First up, I think we at least will almost agree. Ampharos, I have in high potential.
I have will be added.
Yeah,
I actually think that Ampharos is one of the most likely Pokemon, not just in Gen 2, but in all of Pokemon to be added to the game. I just think that there's a huge fandom around Ampharos. Mareep to Flaffy to Ampharos in-game would be awesome. There's still a lot of opportunity for electric-type moves we haven't seen. Just makes sense.
I do agree, and I think I'm fine moving it up to will be added. My reasoning for having it in high potential was that I was like, I don't know how like unique its move set would be, but it does get things like Signal Beam, which would be like a really unique move for an Ampharos for an electric type to have. I was also thinking like there's a lot of electric types in the game already, and even though usually we don't think that they care about that, the move diversity would be the issue. But I think they could come. Oh, the other reason I was thinking they might not put Mareep in the game is because I low-key think they might add a certain Gen 8 Pokemon that looks a little bit like Mareep.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. We'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge later. Next up, Ariados,
Yeah, it's gotta be jungle. Sorry, Ariados lovers out there.
It would be really cool to be playable. I just think it just makes so much more sense in the jungle. You want to beat the crap out of this thing.
Yeah, nothing against not wanting to play as it. It's just what makes the most sense.
You just want to squash that spider.
Azumarill.
High potential.
Okay. I have Azumarill in could happen.
The reason I got it in high potential is first of all, we know Azurill is not going to be a part of it if it were to be added. So it'd be Marill and Azumarill. I think Marill is a big mascot for Gen 2 in general.
Yeah.
And I think they would have a pretty cool moveset with it. It would be similar to Wigglytuff probably, but with water type added. Could be pretty cool.
I can agree. Okay. I can agree with high potential on Azumarill.
Cool. Next up, Blossom I had. Could happen.
I put Blossom in, probably not.
As much as I want to have my rating chosen, I'm fine putting in probably not. I hate Blossom. Okay. I think if they added it, I will say, if they did add it, it would be a one-off. It would not come with Oddish and Gloom.
I just think that's so unlikely to happen in general. would be probably not, because I was thinking
Right.
about Oddish and Gloom and Vileplume, and thinking about the strength of how cool Vileplume would be in the game, and then comparing that to Blossom. Nothing against Blossom as a Pokemon. Just in Unite, I just see Vileplume as much more of a dynamic option.
I agree. That's why I had him down and could happen. But
Yeah.
I'll go probably not.
Okay.
Celebi. I also had Celebi and could happen.
Interesting. I have Celebi and could happen too.
It seems like
I
it
don't
could
know.
be a
Something
pretty
about it.
unique support Pokemon.
Absolutely.
And it's like small, be like kind of dodgy. Get some healing in there, maybe some warp moves because it can move through time. Yeah, it'll have a sick ultimate, I'll tell you that. Or sorry, Unite move.
Would have a sick Unite move. Also, great typing.
Yeah, I'm glad we agreed there.
Yeah, me too. That was
Corsola?
definitely one I was a little skeptical on. I put Corsola in. You're not going to believe this, and I don't either when I'm looking at my list, but I put Corsola in could happen.
Could happen, huh? Do you remember what your thought process was there?
The new evolution?
Well,
or
that
the
would be
new
regular
form?
Corsola. That would be
yeah.
Corsola.
Right. So, no, I'd move to better as jungle. I have way more Johto Pokemon in the could happen tier than I did with Kanto Pokemon.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Right,
this one, yep, easy. Will be added. Crobat.
Ridiculous.
So many good, so much opportunity for great moveset and making a Pokemon otherwise people hate. I think like Zubat.
Yeah. On one hand, I'm like, oh, I could definitely see Zubat as a jungle Pokemon. Zubat, Golbat.
Yeah.
But then
in like the cave section of a map.
Right. The existence of Crobat is like, this would be such a unique and interesting playable Pokemon, and people would love it. People would eat it up if they added this Pokemon.
People would love to see a speedster Crobat.
Yeah, it would be perfect, I think.
Delibird. I put better as jungle as well.
Yeah.
Donphan.
Put this trash where it belongs. Donphan, probably not.
Ooh, I put could happen.
I don't know why it's probably not. I feel like it could happen.
Yeah, Phanpy. People love Phanpy, and Rollout is already in the game. And I don't know. I could see it. It's definitely not a high potential at all. I think it's a low potential. If there was like high potential, mid potential, low potential as tiers, it would be low potential, but it definitely could happen. So that's where I'm at.
I think that's kind of how I viewed probably not was low potential.
Okay.
So that's why I had it there. But I think it actually might have mid potential.
Interesting. Well, moving on to my
chat.
boy.
And
my boy.
Dunsparce is off the list.
I put Dunsparce as better as jungle.
It's probably not. I don't see it.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to beat up a Dunsparce?
Not really. I just don't want it to be there.
You just don't want it to be in the game at all.
I just don't want to see Dunsparce.
All right.
It's staying there. Next.
Yep. Entei in jungle. Espeon, I actually put as could happen instead of probably not, just because of how desperately I want it to be in the game.
We're going probably not.
But yeah, that's fine. For Alligator, no, I had for Alligator as high potential.
Here's the thing. People would love out of not only the water starters, but also the starters in Johto, I do not think it is the most likely to be added out of either of those groups.
Interesting.
So that's why I had it and could happen. I do think it has potential, but I think there's a lot of water types out there.
Because they are starters, and we will get to this, but I had all 3 starters in high potential.
Interesting. Okay.
Because we have all 3 Kanto starters. Granted, they are the Kanto starters, but I think that could set a precedent for future generations, and they will be slowly trickled in over time.
We've got a Gen 8, we've got a Gen 6 as well.
Right. So they seem to be favorited. If you took a percentage of total characters playable in the game as starters versus the rest, it would be quite high. So
yeah, I mean, starters are definitely popular. I don't think that for Alligator is unique enough. I don't see it having a cool enough moveset for them to think, yeah, let's add Feraligatr.
Okay, that's fair. Let's just do could happen. Fortress. No.
Yeah.
I had Fortresses could happen.
I actually don't know why I put it in better as jungle.
Fortress would be such an interesting, unique defender, considering spikes and iron defense and setting traps, and would just be such an interesting way to play the defense class.
I totally agree. The thing that I don't like is Pineco. I feel
just
like
because you think it would hop around like the Weeping Bell Victory Bell problem.
It would look unnatural for it to be like moving around. I think Fortress would be probably like a Rotom scenario. Like you'd fight the Fortress in the jungle. But I will say, I have recently been working on some videos talking about Pokemon I would add, and I talk about Fortress in those videos. And I think it would be an excellent Pokemon to add if they could make Pineco fit in better.
It would be awesome to add. I just don't know how they would make it work.
So I mean, I'm fine going could happen.
Okay.
Because
I think could happen is fair.
They might see the same potential and make it work. So it could happen. For it, jungle.
Yep.
Yep. Girafarig jungle.
Girafarig jungle. Did I have Girafarig jungle? I had Girafarig and probably not.
I was gonna say either jungle or probably not. Kind of the same idea as Ponyta. For some reason, I don't see like horse Pokemon being good for the jungle.
It would actually be crazy if they added Girafarig as a playable character. I honestly wouldn't mind that. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Right. Yeah, I think probably not's good for
Girafarig's one of those one-off, single EV Pokemon that just doesn't get a lot of love.
Just like your boy Stantler.
And Tropius.
Yeah. That's why I kind of think they probably will just ignore it like it has been for years. Probably not seems good. Grand Bull. Could happen.
I put better as jungle. Beating up on some Snubbull. Beating up on some Granbull. No one wants to beat them. No one wants to play as them.
Nobody wants to be them. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know if I like them in the jungle either, though. Like, imagine you're just playing the game and then, like, a freaking Granbull comes out of the grass. It's like, I don't even want to fight that thing. Especially, well, I do want to kick the crap out of Snubbull.
I don't think could happen is, I would say probably not, if not better as jungle. I just don't think Granbull is getting in.
Probably not. Like I don't see them putting this thing in the game.
Let's do probably not then. Heracross. Ugh. So I know. Okay. All right. I could settle on high potential, but not will be added.
Did you have could happen?
Yeah, I had could happen. The same idea of Pinsir. You want to add
Heracross? It's Heracross.
Heracross
you know how
is high
sick
potential.
This thing would be? There's no way they don't see the potential of Heracross. I mean, I'll go high potential.
High potential.
But it should be. It should be what be added. This is a crime. This is a literal war crime.
Okay. Let's just put it in high potential high. It's the highest high potential. It's the threshold one.
Yeah, I'll move it up. Hitmontop.
Hitmontop could happen.
Could happen.
See, unlike Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee, it's like one of those that I'm like, you know what? It's so weird. It could work really well as a Unite character.
That's the thing.
Imagine spinning around and knocking other Pokemon up in the air.
It would be
kicking them backwards. Ugh.
One of the most I don't know what the exact word is. It would be character.
Movement heavy.
It would have so much flavor to its character.
It would.
With the way that it moves around. Because it would probably run around on its feet, and then you'd use a move and it goes on its head. And just be flailing around with his legs. That said, though, it doesn't seem super likely that they would do it, but it would just be amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing. I wish that it was higher potential, but I think could happen is fair.
Yeah. Ho. Jungle.
Yeah, jungle. It's gotta be. Houndoom. Okay. Houndoom I have as high potential. What did you have Houndoom as? Could happen.
Could happen.
I can compromise to move lower.
The reason that I have it could happen is
I'm a little confused as to why you have Houndoom as could happen and you have Arcanine. You were so excited to put Arcanine as will be added. They're both double lines, fire types, and Houndoom's got dark type too. It's like
I'm trying not to play my a favoritism game. I think Arcanine, I had it so high because it's such a fan favorite. I think that they would really want to milk that. I think that Houndoom gets overlooked because of Arcanine. I also think that it looks like the devil, and they may not want to put it in their kids' game.
Fair enough. I did not consider the devil angle, but I can see what you're saying. So, could happen is fine. Jumpluff.
High potential.
Really? See, to me, Jumpluff is too much like Eldegoss.
See, I didn't think about that when I did it, but now I thought about it when I really looked over it, and I was like, you know what? That's literally Eldegoss. If Eldegoss wasn't in the game, it will be added. But
the fact that Eldegoss is in the game made me put it in could happen. But if Eldegoss wasn't in the game, it would definitely be in high potential.
Agreed.
Because it fits so well as a support mon.
It would just be so cool, and then this Pokemon needs so much love.
It does.
It's desperately.
Right. Kingdra.
You're gonna love this one.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I know. I had it as high potential, but then I think about it, and it's like, how do you make Horsey move? How do you make all of them move? What do they like? They propel themselves forward with like squirming? You know, like they undulate. You know, they flick their tail and move forward, like some type of snake-like movement. I don't know. They would figure out a way if they had to. I just think that line is too cool not to make it in, but I agree with you. It's probably not going to. It's too bad, but I had it as high potential. But yeah I know. Ugh,
I have nothing against Kingdra. I love Kingdra, but yeah, you explained it perfectly. I mean, in the anime, I think they do have water, fish Pokemon that just float in the air, and they just kind of describe it as if it's not in the water, it just floats. But yeah, so I'm sure once they do that in Unite, if they do that, say they add, I don't know, freaking Sea King or Lantern, once one fish Pokemon that floats is added, that opens up.
Oh, it completely changes the rankings of all other floating Pokemon.
Yep.
Fish-like or otherwise.
But until then, it's probably not for me. Speaking of which, Lantern will be added. No.
Yeah, right. Speaking of a similar Pokemon, probably not. I had Lantern. Oh, you had it as Jungle.
I did have it in Jungle, but I'm reconsidering. I don't know.
I had it and could happen. So I think we should compromise and put it in probably not.
All right, let's do that.
Lugia, better as Jungle.
Easy.
Macargo. Probably not.
Could happen.
Okay.
I think it would be super unique. I think not only is
it's a Crustle type edition. You know, it's one of those left field ones that fits.
Right, and it wouldn't play exactly like Crustle because it's movement, and it would definitely be like a defender, it'd be slow, whereas Crustle moves around really fast, does a lot of damage.
Yeah. So, okay, I can get behind could happen.
Yeah, I think that would be. I could also see it as a jungle Pokemon though.
Yeah, same. That one's tough. Mantine.
Not.
I had it as better as jungle, but I'm gonna agree with you and say probably not upon further consideration. Meganium.
Waterbound Pokemon are just so tough.
It is. It's just, and it's water flying, so it's real tough.
Yeah. Meganium. I already know where you put Meganium. I have Meganium in I have Meganium in Could Happen.
Yeah, and I have Meganium in High Potential, and I think it should stay in High Potential.
Okay, but do you think we left Feraligatr in Could Happen? So do you think Meganium has more potential than Feraligatr?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think that they have the same potential.
So
they both should be moved to High Potential. on my chart, I told you I have all 3 starters at High Potential.
Yeah, you did
because they all. So it's hard to say whether or not Meganium, Feraligatr, Typhlosion. I will say I'm biased because Cyndaquil is my favorite starter in the whole franchise, and so I restrained myself and put Typhlosion in High Potential. We'll get to that, but
why don't we talk about all 3 starters now? Let's just talk about it. Because here's my reasoning for my rankings. I had these 2 down here and Typhlosion up,
and you have Typhlosion up there.
And the reason for that is twofold. First of all, I just think it would be a better fit in Unite in general. But second of all, Cyndaquil being in Legends means there's going to be more hype around Cyndaquil right now. The only thing that would hold Typhlosion back is if people are saying, oh, maybe Cyndaquil gets an alternate evolution. I don't think that'll happen, but if it did, Typhlosion would drop to probably not, in my opinion. But
really?
Because I think if they added Cyndaquil, they would add the Hisuian form. It would be stupid of them not to.
It would be stupid of them not to, but I could totally see them adding classic Typhlosion because Unite is not set in the Hisuian region. So
it's not, you're right.
Hisuian Pokemon are getting added. I don't think they are. We haven't seen Alolan forms or Galarian forms get added.
Alolan Ninetales.
Well, yeah, that's true. So I just think that it's different when the whole Pokemon is the regional variant, like Alolan, Vulpix, and Ninetales. That's one thing. But when you have an evolution into a variant, like you have regular Stantler, and then if Stantler's Hisuian evolution is, if that's truly an evolution and not, just like we don't know that we don't know whether or not there's a Hisuian Stantler, obviously.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, if you have the normal Pokemon break off in an evolution to a regional variant evolution and have them be separate, I see them sticking with the full original evolution line and not having it change at all.
I can see that, but either way, I think Cyndaquil is more likely than the other 2 because of its inclusion in Legends.
Yeah.
And then in terms of Feraligatr versus Meganium, I had them at the same level, but I think Meganium is less because it just got in Snap as a major.
Oh. Well, why wouldn't that encourage them to add Meganium again in another game to build on that?
You might be right there. I don't know why, and I usually do think that way, but for some reason I feel like they only added Meganium to Snap because it needed love, and now that it's got it, I don't think Tencent's going to be like, this is a Pokemon that people will be happy to see because it was just seen.
Okay. I'm fine with keeping them in Could Happen. As long as they're in the conversation. I think they all have a chance to make it. So,
I mean, we can throw them at the top. It could happen.
Yeah.
All right, Miltank. Get in the jungle.
Yep. I actually put probably not, but jungle's fine.
All right, Noctowl, High Potential.
I put Could Happen.
I can probably agree to that. I think Hoot would be a little
high end. Hoot would be odd. High end of Could Happen, or mid Could Happen. Yeah. Octillery. Now we know there's an Octillery fountain in the game, and I don't know how they make Remoraid work.
Is there an Octillery fountain?
There is, yeah, on one of the maps. I don't remember which one. There is an Octillery fountain.
Then I would say this is definitely not going to be added.
Yeah.
I tried to leave off all the Pokemon that were in fountains. Etc. I didn't see the Octillery one.
Yeah, there is. So I think Dugong was the other one.
Personally.
Yeah, that's fine. I had it as Could Happen, but I didn't consider... I should have considered the fountain and the idea that Remoraid is in the fish dilemma. So...
Right.
Politoed.
Probably not.
Probably not. More likely that we see Poliwrath. So, yeah. Quagsire.
I think people would just lose their minds if Quagsire was in the game. I think if Tencent knows that, they'll go for it.
I put Quagsire in better as jungle. Even though Wooper is one of my favorite Pokemon, because it's just like not likely to happen. But if it did happen, I think people would go nuts. I just don't think they're going to pick up on the hype that it would bring. And if anything, it's a could happen.
I think it's either going to be added or as a jungle. I don't think it would ever not make it into the game by the time the game's over.
Oh my god, yeah. I think it's absolutely making it in the game at some point. So I feel like Johto has the least representation between jungle camps and playable characters of like major gens. I mean, maybe Gen 6 has less, I don't know, off the top of my head. It just feels like there needs to be more Johto Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, the only playable right now is Blissey.
Yeah.
So there definitely does need to be more from Johto. I think Quagsire would be good, but I can concede to jungle. Because I could see it as either one.
Yep. Quillfish. Jungle. Yep. Raikou. Jungle. Scizor, my favorite Pokemon, will be added for sure. Just stay tuned. We'll be getting a release date sometimes.
There's no chance they don't add Scyther Scizor. Absolutely no shot.
Yeah.
This Pokemon will be in the game.
I will be shocked. Of all the will be added, I have the most conviction of Scizor and one other Gen 2 Pokemon.
I already know who you're talking about, and I agree. But let's move on to Shuckle, who's going to go in the jungle.
Better as jungle. I actually put Shuckle as probably not, but I could see it in the jungle. That's fine.
All right, we'll go jungle.
Skarmory.
Probably not.
Really? I had Skarmory as could happen. It's a standalone.
Probably not, because of another certain Generation 8 Pokemon.
Who has the same typing?
Who has the same typing.
Okay.
Not that they seem to care about that, though.
Yeah, that's true. But they're both similar looking.
I do too. They look similar, and they probably do the exact same thing.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. It's a miracle.
This is an obvious one for me. I don't
see
what
probably
to
not
do with this.
Yeah. Stantler, jungle. Better as jungle.
Could happen.
Really? Do you think because of the Hisuian?
Yeah, because of Weird Ear. I think it could happen.
Weird Ear. Okay.
Weird Ear.
That's fine. Steelix could happen.
Jungle.
You don't want to play as Onix?
Listen, again, it's not about what I want. I just think that Steelix as a boss Pokemon just makes so much sense. It comes out of the ground.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I wasn't thinking boss Pokemon at all when I should have been. Yep, it's better as jungle. Just like Sudowoodo.
Just like Sudowoodo. Although I don't know how boss it would be.
And Suicune. No, so yeah, Sudowoodo would be a regular jungle camp.
And Tyranitar's probably not.
Yeah, Tyranitar is that other one. Obviously, will be added.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Yep.
Only a matter of time.
Yep. Not a question. I mean, they'd be so stupid not to. So stupid. Such a cool moveset, like potential. Just fan favorite, pseudo legendary. Get it in the game. Umbreon, also fan favorite, probably not. Evolution.
Yeah, I mean, I had Umbreon as could happen with Espeon because those two are my favorites, but I totally see it not ever making it, unfortunately.
Here's the thing. I agree. If one of these two did not exist, I think, like, if say Espeon didn't exist, I think I could even put Umbreon as high potential. But it's the fact that they're a duo, just kind of like the Hitmons in the Gen 1 episode.
Yeah, exactly.
They would have to add both. Like, they can't choose one because then they're just going to piss people off.
Totally.
So that's why they were only able to add Sylveon. Because it's a one-off.
Unknown?
Probably not.
Probably not. Ursaring, an interesting one in my mind. I had it as could happen, but I was actually going to say I want to upgrade it to high potential, so works out.
Yeah, I mean, it starts out cute, ends up badass. Yeah. It was also
great way to give it the love it needs.
In a Legends Arceus trailer recently, and people love it. I think that people like Ursaring more than Game Freak knows. It's a really good Pokemon. I think it, for a normal type, it would have a pretty cool moveset.
Yeah, it would. So, do we have a normal type in the game besides Snorlax?
Technically Wigglytuff is part normal.
Oh, true.
But I think that's it.
Xatu. The last. Probably not. Just kidding. Could happen. Not to be fun. Hopping around.
I think it could happen. I think it could happen. I think it could be a jungle, but I think it's more likely that it would be playable. Thoughts?
You know, that's... I just don't want to see it in the jungle.
Yeah.
At all. It would be really upsetting to me. I would rather have it not be in the game than have it be a jungle. Just like Abra. But I suppose it could happen. It is certainly much different than the birds that are in the game.
Right.
Or the flying types that are in the games, I should say. And I think could happen is fair. But certainly on the lower end of could happen.
Yeah, I could even see it in putting it in probably not, just because it's a little bit like it's just weird. But
yeah, it is weird. It's like, where do you put it? It's one of those that's kind of up in the air. No pun intended. It seems like a flightless bird. I know it's not, but it
does.
Like
I don't think it would fly around if it was in the game. I think it would walk, which is what would make it weird.
And it would be really slow.
But it would have some type of probably like aerial ace or something to get it
to
take flight. That'd be cool.
Yeah. It would like spontaneously fly from moves only, or if it had like a speed boost, it coasts back.
Just walk.
That'd be cool. All right, so that's Gen 2 ranked.
That does it for Generation Dose. And that wraps up our tier list for Generation 2 Pokemon not in Unite. Let me know in the comments below what you think of our rankings and if you'd like to discuss the potential of any specific mons. If you enjoyed the video, then please do consider dropping a like and a sub. It really does mean the world to me and helps out the channel a ton. The Gen 1 video should be on screen now, so head over there for more Pokemon rankings if you haven't seen it yet. And if you want a clearer image of our finalized list, I posted one over on my Twitter at TangyNacho. You can also follow my Twitch at TangyNacho88, where I've started streaming Pokemon Unite here and there. I try to go live every Tuesday around 6:30 p.m, and it might get more frequent depending on my schedule. Anyway, that's all I've got for now, so until we meet again, later people!